Reverend Billy Graham served as America's pastor for over 60 years, and was a favorite visitor of Queen Elizabeth II. He served presidents all the way back to Eisenhower, remained humble, and never changed his message. He warned Americans to return to Jesus Christ. As President Donald Trump and Melania attend his funeral today, Barack and Michelle Obama are spitting on Reverend Graham's grave by doing one sick thing. Reverend Billy Graham is considered an American treasure and icon. In late December 1955, the Gallup poll issued its annual list of the most admired men in America. At the top of the list stood President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who had also been ranked first for the previous 4 years. But a new name entered the list that year, the Reverend Billy Graham, the most charismatic evangelical preacher of his generation. Americans across all faith denominations saw Billy Graham as an extraordinary humble servant of Jesus Christ. He was called on by every president since Eisenhower to give them counsel, and as he is laid to rest today, there is only one living and able-bodied president who is refusing to give him any honor: Barack Obama. After Reverend Graham passed away on February 21, Obama took 2 seconds and sent out a tweet. Billy Graham was a humble servant who prayed for so many, and who, with wisdom and grace, gave hope and guidance to generations of Americans, Obama wrote. But, you see, Obama's minions hated that tweet. Even though it doesn't mention Jesus Christ, and it's a pretty weak description of who Graham was to America, the former president's followers and supporters chastised him, so Obama decided to disrespect Graham right after he read their responses. "You never have to run for anything again, Mr. President. He hated gay people. Let his death go unremarked, at least," tweeted Red Calloway. This was one of many LGBTQ-related responses to Obama's tweets, but many had much sicker remarks that we won't post here. Then, there's the gem by Ryan Colbart, who posted a response to Obama's tweet. "His need to be PC is why we have it real, Donald Trump. I'd have tweaked it slightly. Billy Graham was a charlatan who prayed for so many, and who, with arrogance masquerading as humility, gave false hope and misled generations of Americans," he wrote. Nice, right? The hate these liberal losers have makes the majority of Americans, called the silent majority, sick. These disgusting sentiments were echoed by Michelle Obama's utter silence on the death of Reverend Graham, who received not even a fare-thee-well from the former First Lady. Michelle made it clear to Barack that she was with all those who left the disgusting tweets, saying Graham wasn't someone she would ever honor. He didn't reflect Michelle's progressive values. So, what did Obama do after his minions and his wife made their feelings known? Former President Barack Obama will not be attending Billy Graham's funeral on Friday, March 2, reports heavy, adding, a spokesperson for Obama confirmed with multiple news sources on Monday that he would not be able to attend the funeral, but did not give a reason. He also did not pay visit Graham's family while he was lying in repose in Charlotte, or at the Capitol Rotunda. Former Presidents George W. Bush and Bill Clinton paid their respects to the family while Reverend Graham was lying in repose at the Billy Graham Library earlier this week. President Carter is too ill, as is Bush Sr., to attend, but they had the utmost respect for Graham. If you think this has anything to do with racism, like some idiots are claiming, you'd be wrong. Reverend Billy Graham was a close friend of Martin Luther King Jr., and he fought for civil rights. As usual, the hatred toward Graham is a hatred for his faith, Christianity, and that hatred is what divides America today. AJC reports, when the Rev. Billy Graham brought his large crusade gatherings to the South in the 1950s, he was alarmed at what he saw, ropes segregating white and black worshippers. "I was appalled at it and decided I had to speak out on it," Graham said in a video discussing his work to advance civil rights. "I said, no more of this. I went to the head usher and asked him if he would remove the ropes. When the usher refused, Graham took the ropes down himself. The usher resigned in a huff, but Graham's stand led to a friendship with the Rev. Martin Luther King Jr. You'd think Barack Obama would want to honor the man who Martin Luther King Jr. called his friend in Christ, who stood by him while the Southern Democrats in Congress opposed civil rights for Black Americans. But, just like the phony Black Lives Matter movement, the division in America has nothing to do with real racism, and everything to do with hatred for those who follow Jesus Christ and believe America was founded on Judeo-Christian values, and it's Obama and his minions who want to destroy America as a Christian nation. Well, those of us who stand for Christ in America will never relent the good fight to keep America one nation under God. We recognize our enemies are cunning and evil, but as long as we remain true to the gospel and true to Founding Fathers' vision for America, we shall overcome those who dwell in darkness.